Hey everyone, it's Li- hey everyone, it's Olivia Logston, and I am live streaming today. I haven't done this in a long time. I've not live streamed in a long time. I don't remember the last time I did this. But today I'm going to be building two Legos. This one and this one. I haven't built Legos in a long time. No, I have not. So yeah, and while I am building these Legos, I am going to be talking about Ninjago stuff. Like my relationship with Ninjago, where it all started, Dragons Rising, like my thoughts on it, and also Dragons Rising Season 4, my thoughts on that as well. So yeah. I'm gonna give like maybe 5 to 10 minutes. 5 to 10 minutes to let some people flood in. Now, I don't know if people will come or not. I don't have a lot of subscribers. I hope people will join. I really do. So, yeah. But let's wait like 5 to 10 minutes. While we're waiting, I can talk about some stuff. Let's see. What can I talk about? I've been having a lot of free time. I mean, free time is always like a hard thing for me to do with school. So I have been having a lot of free time, and I'm glad I have because I'm able to do stuff like this for you guys. And that's always good. I guess I could talk about my Legos. So I started building Legos back when I was a kid. Probably was when I lived in Maryland. It was before I found Ninjago. So it was before I was introduced to Ninjago by my brother. We'll talk about that later. But my brother and I, my second oldest brother, he and I built Legos all together, and we would have battles, and this was like we had this area back where I used to live before I moved here with my family. We had this little area underneath in the basement, and it was like this storage compartment, and we turned it into a Lego room. And he had much better Legos than I had, but I had this tiny little table right here. That's all I had. He had this table right here that I use, and then he also had this big other table that I think is up in storage. It's probably up in storage, or he has it somewhere. I don't know. It's probably up in storage. All his Legos are up in storage, I believe. But this was the table that I had, and I don't remember what Legos I had that I still have to this day from back then, but it wasn't like I didn't have any Ninjago stuff. I didn't have the stuff that I have on this set. I didn't have those American Girl doll stuff. I probably didn't have this stuff over here on this cabinet. This was also my brother's cabinet. He had this before he gave it to me. I think what I had was I had this salon is what I want to say, and I had this probably may have had that. I don't know. I had beach stuff probably over here behind me. That big bookshelf. I didn't use it as a Lego compartment. It was in my room back in Maryland, but that has some Legos on it. Yeah. So there's that. Yeah, I've been building. We moved into this house when I was 10. So was 9 or 10. I think I was 9 actually. And we moved into this house when I was 10 years old, 10 or 9 years old. And my brother and I, we shared this space for Legos. He had his space, I had my space. And then when he moved out to go to the military, I got a lot more space and I was able to expand my Legos. And that's probably when I started buying Ninjago stuff. A while back, I did videos on all the Legos I own. But up here is my Ninjago Legos. So the monastery, when it first came out, it cost a lot of money. So I decided not to buy a monastery that would cost a lot of money. And I decided to instead build my own monastery. And yeah, I think it turned out fine. I have Lloyd, Aaron Wildfire, Sora, Nia J, Kai, Zane. I have them all in their season 10 suits. So there's that. I do have other kinds of suits. Like I have Lloyd's season 14 suit, the island suit. I have Aaron's season 1 suit. I have a little Ryu. I have a buildable Ryu as well. I recently got this. I have their Prime Empire suits. I have a lot of Prime Empire suits because I like the Prime Empire set. I have a lot of Prime Empire sets as well. This is Prime. That's not Prime Empire. I have Prime Empire back here. This it needs to be fixed. Also, if you're wondering what this is, so when Ninjago first came out, the big thing was the stairs and how big they were and how many. I wanted to build the stairs. I wanted to attempt to build them. So I have been trying to build the stairs to the monastery for quite some time now. I think this is like a year ongoing set that I've been trying to do, build stairs all the way to the monastery. And while it's not my best idea that I've had, it is something that I want to do. Of course, when it is done being built, I will not be able to get to my Star Wars Starfighter or the hospital or that. I probably won't be able to get to this set or that set or that set or the boat. I may be able to get to the boat. I probably won't be able to get to the hotel. Well, I may be able to. I don't know. It's just like, it's something I want to do. Side note, I love my minifigure of Aaron. This is one of my favorite suits that he has. Yeah. So there's that. Still waiting on people to come in, but that's okay. You know, I mean, I get anybody, and I'm okay with that. I'm just gonna be talking to myself, which is kind of just sad, but who cares? I have 2 sets here that I'm going to be building. This is from season 4. This, I believe, is from season 3, part 1. I think, yeah, that's probably it. It's probably from season 3, part 1. Because if it was from season 2, part 2, or season 2, part 1, it would have, like, one of these figures in it. Or one of the wolf figures. Yeah. So. Say a lot. I think I'm going to run to the bathroom real quick. So I'll be right back. This is me still letting people flood in. I'm back. Still no people, but it's okay. Trying to like angle myself right. I wanted like you guys to be able to see my Legos in the background, but also be able to see me building stuff. So yeah. But I was gonna let you guys choose which Lego I start with, but nobody's here, so I'm going to just pick one and I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna pick this bigger set. Well, it's not that big, but I am gonna pick this one to go with first because I'm gonna save the small one for last and go with the big one. So, and this kind of kicks off me talking about Ninjago. So, get this open before I start talking. Oh, look at that. That's cool. Little wings. You got wings. That's bag 2. This is bag 1. Start with bag 1. Everybody knows that. So let's see. Where do we start with Ninjago? I just dropped the book. Well, I obviously have to start at the beginning. I am not the person who started Ninjago at the very beginning. I did not start Ninjago when it first came out. I just didn't. I really wasn't introduced to it until season 4 came out. So I didn't know that it came out in 2011 when I first watched it. I was introduced to it by my brother who built Legos with me. And he stopped watching it around season 4 or after season 4. And my first oldest brother, he stopped watching it after season 2. I don't think he watched season 3. He said he didn't like the technological stuff that was being introduced in the season 3. But I know my second brother, he stopped watching it like after season 5 or 6. I don't remember the exact time that he started. That he stopped. But he introduced it to me around season 4. And that's where I started watching it. I started watching it at season 4. And I wasn't allowed to watch it when season 5 came out because it had ghost stuff in it and possession and everything. I wasn't allowed to watch that. I also wasn't allowed to watch it because I told my mom that I was scared of the big snakes in the show. Because I watched season 4 first, and then I had to go back and watch all of the previous seasons. And I was like, there's big snakes in this. And I was really scared. And I'm like, Mom, I'm very scared of these snakes. And she's like, Olivia, you're no longer allowed to watch this show. So I started watching it in secret because I didn't want to stop watching the show. And so I watched it in secret. And yeah, that's what I did. And look at Lloyd. This is Lloyd. Hello. I am the ultimate spinjitzu master. One fun fact about me, Lloyd is my favorite character in all of Ninjago. He is very much my favorite character. He's missing something. There's his katana. And then we need this as well. Yeah. Let's see. My favorite season has to be season 4 of Ninjago. I've loved season 4, Tournament of Elements. That was my favorite season of all time. Definitely. And my second favorite season probably is in the Oni trilogy, like season 8. I love that season. Very heavily Lloyd focused, and Lloyd's my favorite character, so yeah. My least favorite season is season 6. I have reasons. I will get to them. I will tell you guys why I hate season 6. I don't like it. It's the most pointless season ever. But I'll get to that later. And so my brother and he showed me Ninjago. And that's where it kind of kicked off for me. In season 4. Damn, I'm even repeating things. I don't think I ever stopped watching Ninjago. I got to season 16 and I called my brother. Well, I didn't call him, but he was on the phone and I said, Zach, Ninjago is officially over. Because I thought season 16 was going to be the final season. I was like, Zach, Ninjago's officially over. And he was like, wow, you stayed on longer than I did. You've watched 16 seasons of an entire series. And I was like, yeah, I beat you. I don't remember if that's exactly how the conversation went, but that was pretty much what I can recall from it. I do think that when his child gets older, he'll probably show his child Ninjago. Or something along those lines. I don't know. I do feel like he would. He likes Ninjago. Not as much as I do, but I know he likes it. And I know he knows the lore of it. So I do think he would show his child the series. So probably when she gets a little bit older. I don't know when, but that's just my thinking. I do think he'll show her. I'm putting the wrong pieces on. Those are the pieces. That's the pieces. Okay. So let me talk about why I don't like season 6, because there's not much to talk about after that. Ooh, actually, you know what? Let's talk about the movie before I talk about season 6. So a lot of people, including my brother, stopped watching Ninjago when the movie came out. Because the movie was really bad. I don't like the movie. It's really bad. There's some things that I think they did okay with. I do think they did a really good job capturing Lloyd's relationship with his father. I wish I had his father. I don't have his minifigure. But I do think they did a really good job capturing that. But they butchered Master Wu's character, really. And it's a whole mess, this series. That was allowed to happen. And there are not a lot of good reviews for the movie. I mean, some people like it, but I don't. And my brothers also don't like it. They would agree with me that it is not a great movie. But a lot of people stopped watching after that. Also, Lloyd got a voice change. Some people don't like that they changed the actors. But, okay, he's 16 in season 8. It would make sense that he gets a new voice actor. Your voice, it's lower. That's a good scene. But I don't like the movie, no. But it never turned me, seeing that movie, it never turned me away from stopping to watch Ninjago. Because when you think about the movie and the series, they are two separate things. So because of that, I was able to watch Ninjago. And I didn't mind the new looks either. I always thought, like, okay, it's something to get used to, you know? It's not that big of a deal. At the end of the day, it is not that big of a deal. But some people, to this day, will always claim that the new looks are terrible. I actually like Lloyd's new look. Although I do think it's funny that in season 4, the guys, the Jillian Michaels, he's like the little teen Lloyd. He's like, when was the last time I forgot what a hairbrush was? No wonder I don't have any girlfriends. I don't have a girlfriend. That was very funny, guy. Yeah, Lloyd does not have any girlfriends. Or a girlfriend. Lloyd doesn't have a girlfriend. I don't know. Some people still think he has the guts to go out with Harumi. I personally do not like Harumi. Or, well, actually, I just have mixed feelings about her. But anyway. I also don't get how Lloyd could have feelings for her after she has done, like, such horrible things to him. Like, how does he still have feelings for her? That's just, it's, nothing you can do is gonna make me, like, the redemption stuff. Okay, sure. Let's have some redemption stuff for this character. It's Anyway, I think I have, this is the seat. Look at this. It's a seat. It's a seat for Lloyd. He's gonna sit right here. That's cool. If I can get him on. Look at that. He's sitting. That's cool. I like that. Anyway. Season 6. Why do I dislike season 6? Well, I'm gonna grab this. This is Jay. And this is Nia. I love them as a couple. But as individuals, I don't like them that much. I'm not the biggest fan of Jay. He is one of the most comedic characters, and I like his comedy. I really do. I like the scene in season 11 where Kai's like, it should be someone expendable, like Jay. And Jay's like, what? I like the scene where Kai's like, Jay just had to save me. Jay! That's a weird way to say thank you, Kai. So there are good scenes with Jay and his comedic. And there are good scenes with Nia, like when she becomes a ninja, when she becomes Samurai X. You know, there are good scenes with her. But I also think, like, Nia has one of the most repetitive arcs ever. In the entire series, she has one of the most repetitive arcs. She's very angry a lot. She's very like, I'm a girl. You can't, you know. There's a scene with Harumi in season 8 where she's like, and Nia, the girl ninja. And Nia's like, she's angry. She's just angry. Like, that's the one thing you could think about me with the girl of the group. And it's just like, the girl I want to be. Like, it took like that. Like, okay. So season 6 turns Jay's character into, I'm not saying he's a bad main character, but he doesn't feel like himself all the time. You're telling me that Nia fell for a guy that is very selfish and just messes up. And then Nia's like, I want to make my own decisions. I'm a girl. I could do this myself. I don't need a guy to save me. I don't need your help. That police scene where she's like, I don't need anyone to save me. Okay, child. Okay, girl. Yeah, you don't need anybody to save you. It's okay to ask for help, women. It is okay to ask for help. You're not you're not doing anything wrong when you ask for help. You're really not. It's okay to ask for help. It's one of my main bickers when I hear that with girls. I can't ask for help ever. It's okay to ask for help, women. Always remember that. Anyway, so their characters, they seem out of place in the story. I've also never liked Nia. She always has one of the most repetitive arc. I hated her arc in season 5 when she was like, I can't get this to do the bucket in the water thing. Ah, she's like so angry all the time. Like, why is this girl so angry? And she never loses that. In season 15, she's angry. She's punching a one of those spin things. I have it up there in the monster. And Kai's like, so why don't we invite mom? And she's like, I don't need mom. And then mom gets invited and she's like, Kai. And like, girl, it's okay to ask for help. I do like season 15 though. I will say that Nia gets a lot of good improvement on her character in season 15. And I do like season 15. And it's sad. I cried at season 15. I really did. I was very sad in season 15. I was. And I was sad for Jay. Like, Jay watched his girlfriend. It was so sad. I love that scene where he's like, Nia, come back. Let's try and fix this. Like, that was such a good scene. I love that. I do like season 15 and how it's Nia's season. There are just some things like at the very beginning that I was always annoyed with. Like, Nia has anger issues. And it's okay for characters to have anger issues, but when it's repetitive and it's the same thing over and over again, like, can't a character grow? Like, I sometimes feel like the characters don't grow in Ninjago. And then there's like Dragons Rising where you don't see any of that. And I'm like, okay, yay. Ninjago Dragons Rising is fixing some characters. But their characters feel out of place in season 6. And especially with Jay. Jay does not feel like himself at all. And then there's just like weird things with like the wish rules. Like, they don't make sense at all. The wish rules do not make sense sometimes. And there's also certain things like the season is pointless. You could skip the entire season 6. I skip it when I rewatch Ninjago. You could skip the entire season and it would not affect the series at all. The only ones who remember are Jay and Nia. Why? Nobody knows. Nobody knows why they remember. Is it because, oh, we need them to still be in love? So, okay, great. They're the only ones who remember in the entire season. You could skip the season and you would be like, oh, so Jay and Nia are back together. Okay. Great. Don't really care. The entire season is pointless. The only reason the season exists is to get Jay and Nia back together. That's the only reason the entire season exists. I do not like season 6 because it is a pointless season. You could watch all of Ninjago and skip that season and nothing would change about the series because the season, Jay's wish is for everything to be undone. That they go back to that little area where they did the air jitsu thing. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like you're telling me that I can just I like it doesn't matter if I skip this series or not, this season or not. I do skip the season because it doesn't matter. The season doesn't matter. The entire purpose of the season is so that Jay and Nia fall in love again. Oh, look, they made a tail. A very cool tail. I think that's the tail. That's probably the tail. The thing won't sit straight now. Anyway, so I don't like season 6. It's pointless. Every time I watch Ninjago, I skip it. It's a very annoying season for me. I get mad when I watch it. There are probably more reasons than just like it's pointless to me. There are probably more reasons why it's not that great of a season in my opinion. That's just my biggest reason. Now, I get that that's like not the best reasoning in the entire world, but that's my reasoning. And so The Oni trilogy. I would say that it is probably like one of the best things Ninjago did was the Oni trilogy. It's a really good it's a really good thing. I like how it builds on the series. Oh, I put that upside down. Let's do that. That works. Yay. I like the Oni trilogy. It introduced my least favorite character. I don't like Harumi. Lloyd is my favorite character. And this girl, I don't have her mini figure. I do have Mr. E, but this girl, like Harumi, Lloyd is the way he is today because of the trauma that woman installed in him. Like, you live with so much trauma because of that girl. I'm actually glad I bought a Lloyd set because it allows me to hold Lloyd this entire video and be like, these things happen to you and you do nothing about them. I'm throwing the character around. It allows me to get mad at the character because sometimes you can get mad at Lloyd a lot of times because Lloyd can be stupid sometimes. But we love him. We still love Lloyd. He could just be very stupid sometimes. Like, let's see. When is the time that Lloyd has been stupid? Well, when was the time that Lloyd was stupid? I don't know why I'm thinking so hard about this. I feel like I should know this off at the top of my head. Anyway, I'm not going to worry about it. There are a lot of things that are stupid with Ninjago. Anyway, there is let's see. I know this goes here, probably. I don't know really that. Well, that's cool. Lloyd's gonna hold this by the reins. That's cool. Let's see, what else when they got changed from Will Film to Wild Brain, that also didn't stop me from watching Ninjago. I know a lot of people switched off after season 10 because they thought like the series was over. I did not think the series was over. How do you put these on? I'm looking at the set on the box because I'm not seeing how this is done. We're gonna open you. We're gonna put you here, and we're gonna see what you say. Let's see. It probably goes inward like this. Yeah. So that you can grab. You can grab here. Yeah, that seems about right. That looks right. I'm gonna build the set around you, maybe. Or not, I don't know. Let's take you off. There is when it comes to the wild brain stuff, 11 through 16, I don't mind the seasons. I will say they are a bit of a downgrade. The 10-minute stuff is also a bit of a downgrade. And I wasn't on board with that stuff either. Like I will admit that it wasn't the best decision for them to do with the 10-minute stuff. But it is what it is. I always treated it like 3 episodes equaled 30 minutes, and that was a full episode of Ninjago. That's how I treated it always. And I liked season 11 part 2. I like season 16 part 2. The ending I did like. I know a lot of people don't like season 16. It is controversial. I don't mind it. It's an okay season. I don't like season 14, the island season. I mean, it's okay. I like Lloyd's character in it, but I prefer his character in season 16. Back to little baby dragon. We're gonna put this in Aaron's room. That's where I'm gonna put it. Season 12 Prime Empire. I like that season. That was a much better season with Jay as the main character. He did a really good job with that season. Much better than he did in season 6. He was really good in that season. I love the scene where he's like talking to Unagami and he's like, my parents abandoned me too, but I always believed there had to be a reason. It was a good season. Season 13, I like Cole. He's not my second favorite ninja. How do you put this on? Where's your hairpiece? Did you come with a hairpiece? Yeah, you had to come with a hairpiece. Where's this guy's hairpiece? I can't find the Lego's hairpiece. Anybody come across? Oh, there it is. It's beige, so it blended into the carpet. Let's see. What's your weapon of choice? I'm gonna put this over there. I'm thinking. That's cool. There we go. I've created this guy. This guy. Yeah. Where's Lloyd? You're gonna go right beside Lloyd. And then the little baby dragon. Lloyd doesn't like the baby dragon. That's seen in season 2 where he gets introduced, and like Aaron and this guy. Oh, so cute. That's why I'm putting him in Aaron's room, because you guys know he's a good little dragon. He's a good boy. So I like the Wild Brain from season 11, season 16. They were good seasons. There are always minor bad things when it comes to those seasons, but there are good things. Yes, they are few, but there are good things. I think I'm putting off talking about Dragon's Rising because I haven't even gotten to this small set. And I wish there were more people here to ask me Ninjago questions, because then this could be a really good conversation. Me talking about Ninjago. Just gonna build for a minute before I switch to Dragon's Rising. Oh, you know what I could talk about? I could talk about my theories with Tommy Andreasen. I have theories on him. So, if you guys don't know, which I'm pretty sure everybody does know, Tommy Andreasen was the creator of Ninjago from seasons 1 to season 16. And I had a theory that he didn't just leave for Lego Dreams. He also left because Dragon's Rising was going to change things about Ninjago, and he did not agree with some of those changes. So I think he left because of that reason as well. Because Ninjago, he helped create it, and he held Ninjago so close to his heart. He was very proud of Ninjago. It was one of his biggest accomplishments that he said. And yeah, so I think he left. Where am I supposed to put this? He left because turn you around. He left because of that, and also because of Lego Dreams. Oh, my legs. I'm gonna go like this. I guess that kind of does segue into Dragon's Rising. I'm gonna have to talk about it at some point. I'm not saying I dislike it. There are a lot of good things about Dragon's Rising that I enjoy. Like, I do like Lloyd's character in it. I do like Kai's character. I think Kai is very much improved in Dragon's Rising. I like Jay's storyline and how he loses his memories and how he gains them back in Dragon's Rising. Like, that is he has gained a much needed story that I think is really cool. I think out of all the seasons, season 2, part 1 is my favorite. I like the new characters. I like Aaron. I like Wildfire. Sora is okay. She's not my favorite character, but okay. She's just okay. To me, sometimes she's annoying, but you know.
This is not going to go on.
There we go. I got it to go on.
When my mother officially leaves, I'm going to go eat a cupcake. Or possibly eat something. I don't know.
I don't know when she's gonna leave in a minute. Do. I like the storylines. I like the mystery of Lord Ras, and who his master is. My theory is that it's a Source Dragon, an evil Source Dragon. I don't think it's an evil Master Wu, or like I do think it is a Source Dragon. Like that makes to me. Did I turn this on wrong? There we go. That's like that. To me, I think that's the most logical theory, is that it's a Source Dragon, an evil Source Dragon. And I mean, I would be okay if it wasn't, but that's just, I think that's the most logical answer. I was gonna play Ninjago music while I was doing this set, and I just remembered that. I don't like that, like, cancel. Where's my library? That YouTube has been getting its, like, copyright stuff. Like, okay, great. We're gonna just turn it down on low. I'm not gonna let it, like, there we go. That's good. Why didn't I just build 2 of these already to begin with? So there are good things about Dragons Rising. The song is really good. Somewhat. I prefer Weekend Whip. I like the intro in season 4. That was a really good intro. Like the combining of the Weekend Whip and We Rise. That was a good thing. Be a warrior. Never back down. Dragon powers now rising from. There are like really good storylines as well, and I'm trying to find good stuff because I'm not going to entirely be mad at Dragons Rising. There are good things. I want to look on the bright side. I want to, like, say I did enjoy some of it. the 30-minute stuff. Well, it's not 30 minutes. It's 22. But whatever. They increased by 10 minutes, and it feels like an actual episode once again. Like those are good things. Yeah. There is. This is not Ninjago. There we go. Sorry about that. I have some songs on here by The Fold, like The Long Way. That's just by The Fold. It's not by like a Ninjago stuff. I'm trying to figure out good stuff to say. I really am, because I want to give this series the benefit of the doubt. There are good things. I like Aaron's villain arc. That was so cool, and his spinjitzu stuff is also really cool. Like the corrupt thing and them talking about in season 4, like it finally matters again. I need something. I like that kiss scene in season 4 where Jay like kisses Nia. I never expected them to do that.
Ah. I broke it. Not really.
Look at that! A dragon! Ow. I bet this is it. Well, I still have the wings, but I bet this is about. Never mind. I have to build a flag. What do I like about Dragon's Rising? I feel like I've said so little. Ninjago is so close to my heart. It's a series that I grew up with as a child. Granted, I started watching it when I was probably like 10. But it's a good series. I grew up with it. I will always credit it as a series that brought me and my brother closer, maybe. I'm sure there were other things that brought me and my brother closer, but there's just a lot of good stuff with it. But if I had to compare Dragon's Rising to the original seasons, like seasons 1 through 10, Dragon's Rising doesn't compare to that. There's
I am creating the miracle of
it's backwards. There we go. But you. Okay, let me just get into it. I will probably find more things that I like along the way, but let me just get into it. Dragon's Rising, I'm not the biggest fan of it. And it's because this was the right move to take for Ninjago. Do not get me wrong. This was the right move for Ninjago to take. Doing something new and extraordinary, doing the merge was a right thing to take. But there is also like the fact that they make a lot of changes to Ninjago's lore. And I didn't like that they make a lot of changes to the lore of Ninjago. No, I don't. And also there's you can say that's cool. I'll show you guys one. There's this goes on this side. Like this. Yeah. So they changed the lore of Ninjago. I don't like that. They retcon things. Don't like that. I don't like that Sora won the tournament of temples, whatever it's called. I don't like that Sora won it. Dragon's done. Because it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense that somebody who's only been training for a little bit wins this big tournament. It doesn't make sense. So I would prefer it if somebody else won. Maybe not Lloyd. Maybe someone of the like original ninja. Like I'd be okay if Nia wins. That makes sense. I'd be okay if not Jay, but like if Cole won. That makes sense. But Sora winning, that does not make sense. No. We're gonna put Lloyd on you. I have extra pieces. There are some things that don't make sense about Aaron as well. Like his arc. His evil arc has good things, but also like he doesn't really do anything bad. Also, we were promised to go to all the realms, and honestly, we really haven't gone to a lot of them. A lot of the realms we have already seen. Like we've already been in the realm of madness. We've already been in the Cloud Kingdom in the previous seasons. We've already been in the Cursed Realm. We've already been in the head fell off. There we go. Okay. We've already they're supposed to be like that, right? Yeah. Oh, the tail went up. I'm blowing because I'm like Ninjago Dragon's Rising. It just there's a lot of things that it does with the series, like retconning the lore, and it doesn't make sense. Woo! I got a dragon now. I think this is my first dragon. I don't have a dragon. I mean, I have Ryu, but this is my second buildable ninja dragon. Yeah, so I have Ryu. Ryu was my first dragon. Before I get to season 4, and before I get to that set, there are good things about Dragons Rising, but there are a lot of bad things that I didn't like. That they changed the lore. I don't understand the source dragons. In season 9, it was established that Firstborn was the mother of all dragons. Well, surprise, surprise, she's not the mother of all dragons. There are these source dragons that are higher than her. Like, okay, then don't call her the mother of all dragons, because then these source dragons, she's not their mother. I would have preferred if they did something like Firstborn has these siblings, and those siblings are like this dragon council. Like, okay, that's cool. That makes sense. Then it would still be like she's the mother of all dragons. But she's not the mother of all dragons. We have these source dragons. I don't like the Ninjago stuff that comes back. I would prefer that stuff to just stay dead, because it doesn't make sense. When you take season 6 into account, season 6 the wish stuff doesn't make sense, and the wish stuff in Dragons Rising, the lore and the what you can do with the wish stuff, it hasn't really been established. Like, okay, great. Oh, I already have I'm gonna put Ryu in Sora's room, and I'll put this little guy in Aaron's room. I'm gonna pretend they're just stuffed animals. I know they're real dragons, but they're gonna be stuffed animals, because that's what my baby Ryu is. It's a stuffed animal. There are good things with Dragons Rising. Do not get me wrong. There are things that I love, but there are things that I do not like, and it changes things, and certain stuff doesn't make sense in the series. Like, the source dragons don't make sense. The merging, yes, it makes sense, but at the same time, it also doesn't. And I'm gonna get into more stuff that they like. I feel like the lore really changes in season 4, and I don't like season 4 for what it does. But before I do that, let's put this set up somewhere. So this draconian who doesn't have wings. Is this a draconian? Yeah. He doesn't have wings. Some of them have wings, some of them don't. This one doesn't have wings. He's gonna go move you. Move that. I hear children downstairs with my mother. He's gonna go right here. This is kind of the area where I put a lot of like the Dragons Rising villains. Mr. E's here, and then there's just a long set. He's gonna go right there. See, look at that. That's cool. There we go. There's that. That's the garage. If you guys are hearing that, that's the garage. We're going to put this dragon, this baby dragon. Let's turn the music back on. I'm gonna have to stand up to do this, but we're gonna put. Oh gosh, I'm covering the camera. I don't mean to. We're gonna put this dragon. Can you guys see that? Right by. Oh, look, the wings are big. You're gonna go. Ryu is gonna go right here. And you're gonna go. It fell! Why did it fall? It's because I'm holding so much. It didn't break that much. That's a good thing. Lloyd just kind of fell off. Let's take Lloyd off. Let's take you off. Yeah, I'm not in the camera because I'm trying to fix this. Let's me down. What do you say? Why don't the rest of us get lost in love? Okay, so Lloyd's down here. Let's put those in there. Let's take this little baby dragon. I'm gonna show you guys where I'm gonna put him. Oh no, this fell. And so here's the little baby dragon. Right here. Here he is. This is Ryu. Right here. Here's Ryu. This over here is Sora's room. We're gonna put Ryu on Sora's bed. Right here. And this is this dragon right here. We're gonna put him on Aaron's bed. This is where I put Aaron's bed, right here. So Sora, Aaron, they're across from each other. There we go. I think if I get a Frack figure, he's gonna share a room with Aaron. Okay, the next thing is this. I'm going to put this right there. Oh gosh, his wings are so big. And because the wings are so big, they're knocking into Sora's mech, which is very disturbing. I was holding a laptop while doing this. Anybody have trouble doing this while holding a laptop? How do people do this? You're gonna put your wings down, bud. Oh yeah, I got one of the songs from the movie. We're gonna put you right there. Let's tilt your tail up like that. Do this. There we go. And then let's do that. And there we go. I figured it out. Okay. Let's make it look like these guys are like talking. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys it. That's where I put it. Yeah. Okay. Before I build this set and talk about Dragons Rising Season 4, I'm going to go downstairs, grab some water, grab food, possibly find something to eat. This, I have oh, this thing is so heavy. I have all my Lego directions in here. You always want to store these. So I have all my directions in here. I have a lot of Ninjago ones at the top because I bought Dragon's Rising stuff. Well, this one I think I got for my birthday. But put that there. There we go. You always want to keep these. This is where I store all my directions. Because Legos break. My dad used one of those in his sermon. He was like, Liv, where are your, do you have any of those Lego direction things? And I was like, they're in here, Dad. I opened them up and I gave one to him and he was like, great, thanks. I'm going to take this Lloyd head off. Put Lloyd's suit. Where shall I put your suit, Lloyd? Let's see. You got 4 suits now. Kai's gonna have 5 suits, so I really don't care. I have such a small area to put this suit. Where did I put your suit? What if I have this suit standing? Right here? Good. That looks okay. Let's put you right there. Yeah. That looks good. Okay, I'm gonna grab water, food, and then we'll build this. And I'll put these 2 back. So I'll be right back. Music's gonna keep playing. Hopefully people will come in. Who knows? There's food in here. I got vanilla wafers. Alright. This is the set I'm building. So before I talk about the bad stuff, there are good stuff with Dragon's Rising Season 4. I like Jay getting back his memory. I like that kiss scene. I like Sora and Frax storyline. I like Ryu and how he got this new dragon form. That was all really cool. I like Aaron and Lloyd's bond and how it gets deeper. I like Zane's new personality. Like he feels human again. I like everything with the administration. I like Pixel. Pixel's back. Oh, she doesn't have that much of a story, if you think about it. There's tiny little wings. I like, speaking of wings, I like the Dracogan's forms. They were good. They were cool. Do I ever have a suit for sure? Oh, no, I don't. I don't have this suit. Oh, different suit. That's good. I don't want her to be wearing the same suit. Oh, wait. How many suits does she have? She only has 2 suits. I have 2 of the same suits, and then I have this new suit. That's great. I might take out that suit that I have double of and put this suit in its place. That way I have different suits. Methods of Elam took a second to masters. Year 7, 8, and 9, we got hunted by the hands of time. I'm opening this stuff up, and then I'm going to continue talking. You met Lloyd and beat the digital beast. I am Dragon Kai. He doesn't have his legs. Where are his legs? I am Dragon Kai. This is cool. The dragon forms are really cool. That was another good thing about Dragon's Rising was the dragon forms. That was season 4 specifically. Those were cool. And I am Sora. That was a very bad impression of her. She gets some stuff on her. I forgot that stuff that she gets on her. You get swords, Kai. I have so many katanas. I have so many golden katanas. Like, you would not believe how many I have. I have a lot. There's... Let's see, what else is good about Dragon's Rising Season 4? Before I get into the bad, I want to find some good stuff. Have I talked about a lot of good stuff already? I feel like I have. I just don't. Oh, Jillian Michaels. Here's a good thing. I love the fact that she came back to do Tween Lloyd, and that was cool. Those moments between Tween Lloyd and Lloyd were funny and quite enjoyable to watch. So that was good. I'm glad that they did that. They listened to us fans. Listen to us fans. I talked about this in my long form video. Listen to us fans, because us fans know what we're talking about. So I'm so glad that Jillian Michaels came back. I really didn't believe that she came back for real until Zane's voice actor, is Brett Miller, that's his name? Yeah, Brett Miller. I didn't really believe that she came back until he said that we brought her back, Jillian Michaels, to when he was like reviewing the trailer. So I didn't really believe she was back until he confirmed it. Because it feels like that's an actual confirmation. But I first heard about her coming back on Tanner Fishy's stuff. There we go. Okay, so we have 3 minifigures. That's more than, well, the other one. Technically, I have 3 minifigures if you want to count the baby dragon. Okay, let me get into the stuff I don't like. And this has to do with the lore getting changed in retcon. So, Lloyd, my favorite character. Let's talk about his powers. He was the legendary Grey Ninja. He had something called Golden Power. But he also could control the other ninjas' abilities. This was established in season 2 that he could do that. He had this energy ability. He can make energy balls. And okay. That made sense. So he had that golden power up until season 3. The very tail end of it, he got rid of it. He disbanded it to the other 4 ninja, giving them back their powers, which was like fire, earth, ice, lightning, that kind of stuff. And Lloyd was just left with this energy ability. I called it green energy at the time because that's what I thought it was. It was also called power. Like, okay. It did look like energy. There's a line in season 4 that I really like where Lloyd's like, it is energy, but what type of energy? Like, okay, that makes sense. Kind of. That there are different types of energy. Okay, that makes sense. But let me grab something real quick from my bedroom. So, this is the book of elemental powers. And I know this is like there are more elemental powers in here. That's another thing I don't like. The various elemental powers that they add. Okay. So I know that not all the powers are in here. I'm okay with that. I can disband that stuff. I don't care about that. That it makes sense that that all the powers wouldn't be in here. They just have to make a book 2. I would love to see a book 2. It calls Lloyd's power energy in here. Oh. That's what's playing. Okay. So it is believed that energy, also known as green power, is a combination of the 4 main elements: fire, lightning, ice, and earth. The power uses strength of these elements to create powerful energy attacks. Nothing in here about life. It's some kind of energy or green like. It's like all of our powers rolled into one. Energy is what propels the world forward. We use it for light and heat to go far and fast. Energy can create life and also destroy it. Okay. Energy can create life. That's probably where that stuff like got into it. That it can create life. I don't think energy can create life, but okay. The master who controls this power can tap into the energy of elements and harness it. He can create balls, create energy balls and beams, construct a shield. That makes sense. Propel stuff forward. That makes sense. One ninja will rise above the others and become the Green Ninja, the ninja destined to defeat the Dark Lord, who we later find out is the Overlord. I love the art in this book. So I guess this book does talk about how he can create life, but I'm supposed to be building. I don't understand his new power. And I'm calling it new power because it feels so different from the season his new abilities feel so different from what seasons 1 through 10 established. Anything prior from season 11 changes the lore because like in season 15 we find out that oh no, the first Magician Master didn't really create Ninjago. He actually came upon a realm that was filled with sea. So technically he didn't create the realm. Like what? No, he did create the realm. That was established in season 1 of Ninjago that he did create the realm. Like, okay. There Is this the bottom? Or is it? Oh, it's just up. Yeah. I don't understand his new powers. They say that Lloyd has more than one true potential. Okay. Sure. Let's say he has more than one true potential. What about the other ninja? Do they also have more than one true potential? Okay. I can understand that it looks different from theirs. Great. Lloyd's not he's not a traditional ninja. He's not a traditional elemental master. Okay. That all makes sense. There are more green ninja? No, that doesn't make sense at all. There should not be more than one green ninja. That does not make sense. I could get behind the cycle theory where like every new cycle it's the same different alternate versions of Lloyd. That makes sense. But you're telling me there's more than one green ninja from past stuff? No. Mind you, there is only 3 to 4 generations in Ninjago. There's the first Ninjutsu Master. He has 2 kids. That's generation 2. We get Garmadon, and that's Lloyd. That's a 3rd generation right there. Then there's Aaron, Sora, and Wildfire. Those are the 4th generation. There are only 4 generations that run through Ninjago. You're telling me that there were about 2 previous Green Ninjas before Lloyd? No, there were not. That does not make sense. No, there were not. No. There's only one Green Ninja. Also, this Whispering Wood stuff. So you're telling me that Lloyd is... that he... I'm not even focused on building because I'm so... I watched the series and I was like, this doesn't make sense. He did his true potential for Golden Power. I am the ultimate Spinjitzu master in season 2. Really cool scene, by the way. He has that scene. Then in season 9, there's an episode called, I think it's might be called Green Destiny. But that was a season that I always claimed he got his powers back, or that he unlocked a true potential part of himself again. But also, it was established in season 1 that the ninja couldn't use their powers until they achieved true potential. How was Lloyd able to use his energy power if he hadn't achieved true potential yet? That, like, how is he able to if he hadn't achieved it yet? Until and then there's the life ability. I always believed that energy was separate from life, that they were 2 separate elemental powers. I do think there is an elemental master of life. I never imagined it being Lloyd. I always imagined it being somebody else. I did a whole fanfic giving somebody that power, and there was also an elemental power of death. There and I never imagined him having it because his energy power, it doesn't feel like energy. And I guess like our souls are made of energy. Like, okay, soul energy. That makes sense, I guess.
in a way.
I'm trying to think. I so badly wanted to like season 4, and I wanted it to make sense. But it there were things that didn't make sense to me at all. And this was one of those things. Lloyd's new powers. They don't feel like they match up with previous seasons of Ninjago at all. Like, he pretty much already did his true potential stuff back he did it back in season 9 or season 2. I know that true potential was for the golden power. So how was he able to use his power, his life ability or energy ability, whatever the heck you want to call it? How was he able to use it if he hadn't unlocked his true potential? It was established in season 1 that you couldn't use your powers until you unlocked your true potential. Yet Lloyd could somehow use his powers, and he hadn't unlocked his true potential. That's my only thing about season 4. And season 4 is so heavily evolved in Lloyd's power. And because of that, I don't like season 4 because there are things that I don't understand about season 4 that has to do with Lloyd. Lloyd is my favorite character. I don't want anything to mess up about him or change. Like, I felt like we had already established a lot of lore about his power. I don't feel like this is something that they left out or they forgot about, like some people say. The tomorrow's tea thing, and that's why he didn't know that he was okay. The reason he didn't know, mind you, Ninjago was supposed to end after season 2. So there was no plans for all these other seasons that come out. Ninjago was supposed to end at season 2. There were no plans for all these seasons. That's why there were things that were added to the lore and things that were changed about the lore. Because if you remember back, there was not supposed to be a season 3 originally. The reason why Lloyd didn't know he was supposed to be the master of the Whispering Woods is because the Whispering Woods did not exist, was not even thought about back in season 2, because there was not supposed to be a season 3. That was something that the fans wanted, and because the fans wanted it, it was made. And then they just keep making it because it made money. There was not supposed to be a season 3 originally. And when there was, people were happy. Yay, let's have a season 3. Lloyd didn't know he was supposed to be this this whatever the heck it was, guardian of the temple, because it didn't exist. There were no plans for it back when season 2 came out. And like, it makes sense for there to be some kind of I turned this the wrong way. It makes sense for them to be some like risks for the Tomorrow's Tea. Okay, that makes sense. But you should have brought that up in season 2 of Ninjago, not all the way now in the future. It's been a long time, people. Half the people who remember the Tomorrow's Tea still don't watch Ninjago. A lot of people who watch Ninjago now are little kids. I know this because I had 3 kids who went to my church who would ask me questions about, when is next season of Ninjago coming out? You know. They would ask me these questions. They don't go to my church anymore. But they would ask me these questions about Ninjago. Like, they would ask me, when is Jay gonna get his memories back? Do you know? I'm like, I don't know. So there, let's see. I'm trying to remember how to build this because it said do it twice. Of the Departed. Let's see. There were a lot of things in Ninjago. I think everything I've talked about like everything that I don't like so far, I believe. I love Ninjago. I never wanted certain things that Dragon's Rising did with the series by changing the lore and retconning stuff, and things don't make sense. Like, if you even think for a moment about the merge and the constructs behind it, like, it doesn't make sense. I feel like Ninjago should have been destroyed when the merge happened. And basically it was. I'm trying to think. I've been saying that a lot. I feel like when you create a series as big as Ninjago, the lore is going to fall apart at some point. And I think Ninjago has hit its point where the lore is falling apart because they're changing things and they're retconning stuff. And they're like saying certain things that don't line up with past seasons. And I think Ninjago has kind of hit its point for me personally where the lore is just falling apart and nothing is making sense anymore. They're just throwing darts at a board and being like, so what can we change about the lore? Ooh, let's change Lloyd's power. Or, ooh, we never really truly established who created the realm, right? I don't remember that we did. You know, we don't know who created it, but it wasn't the first magician master. And like, okay, that's okay. Change the lore. But when you've already established the lore in the past seasons, I have so many katanas. And I think this season is where I've hit my breaking point. Like, I can't just watch Ninjago now and not think about how so much has changed about it. And I don't like that so much has changed about it. Because what has changed, I finished this, doesn't make sense with previous seasons of Ninjago. And I love Ninjago. I can't. I'm finished with this set. You're telling me that I have to think about all these things. Like when you go to Dragon's Rising, you have to disregard certain things that were set up in the lore so long ago. Like, okay. Great. Let's forget the lore, people. I am making a book series called the World Series. And there's going to be a lot of world building. There's going to be a lot of lore in this book series. But I don't want myself to forget things I create to the lore. Like, for example, I never want to forget that this series started on Earth and then they go into the clouds and then they go into the worlds. I never want to forget the timelines that I put for all those things. Like they start on Earth when right before the flood in the Bible was about to happen. And then they go to the clouds and they leave the clouds around 1940s. And then they're in the worlds and they have one world for a period of time. And then there's a big battle in that one world because things can't work. And then they create 10 worlds. And that's kind of where the story really kicks off, is in the 10 world stuff. That's why I call it the World Series, because the story doesn't really start until there's 10 worlds. But I never want to forget the lore and the timeline that I have and stuff, the past things, how each world is constructed, how each thing is built. I want to add stuff as I go, but I want it to line up with past lore that I've talked about. For me, Ninjago, the lore that it's been adding and the stuff that it's been retconning does not line up with past seasons. And because it doesn't line up with past seasons, I feel like everything is slowly falling apart. And we're going to get to we're going to get to something that doesn't even look like Ninjago anymore. I feel like it's slowly inching forward to something that doesn't even look like what Ninjago looked like originally. Like, if you remember, season 2 in season 1 were very close to Japanese and Chinese culture, especially season 1. And then from then on, I think we go back to that in season 8. But from then on, I don't think it retains any much of that Asian culture anymore. And as I'm thinking about it, there's other things. Ninjago looks so different with the mech builds from what you originally used to build in the previous seasons. There weren't a lot of mechs in the previous seasons. I feel like there's a lot of clunky mech fights, and I'm not the biggest fan of clunky mech fights. Okay, that's weird. I'm gonna take Kai out for a second, show you guys. I like when we do like fist to fist fights. Like, that's cool. Let's do fist to fist fights. I don't like, oh, I'm a giant mech. This mech is not in the series, but I'm a giant mech. Let me destroy this person who's massively smaller than me. Da 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 da. The person's obviously dead. Okay. Yeah, I'm a mech. This is for boys. It's advertised towards boys now, more so. But we have Sora, because now we gotta have some kind of girl stuff, because some girls do watch the show. I'm reconstructing this. To light the way. No matter what, we won't forget our brother. There. Let me take a break from talking and talk about we have trash on Sunday in this house, so I'll get all this trash Sunday. I'll show you guys where I put these when I'm done. I'm gonna put you. I have 5 suits of Kai. I have 5 suits of Kai. That's a lot of suits, in my opinion. You know, we're gonna keep this right here. We're gonna say that Sora has 2 suits. I don't care that 2 of them are identical. I mean, I do kind of, but not really at the same time. I take this head off Kai. Put this. Let's see, where do I put this? I'm gonna stand it up and put it above. That looks cool right there. I have 5 suits of Kai. Wow, I got a lot of suits of him. Yeah. Where'd I put the villain guy? Oh, there he is. He's going in the same spot. Just a regular dude, but getting by alright. Okay. So, there's that right there. There's the dragon suit right there. And then I put those suits right there, those new suits. If you guys can't really see that, never mind. Oh well. I put right here is his suit, and right here is Sora's suit. The new one that I just bought. I'm going to let this run for 4 more minutes. there are good things about Dragons Rising season 4, and there are bad things, and that is that the lore is falling apart. And I just can't get behind new stuff that is being added. It doesn't feel like it lines up with the previous seasons. Lloyd's power is changing, and it doesn't feel like it feels like an entirely new power. It doesn't feel like it adds up with his past powers established. Like, I think this is why I ultimately created a rewrite of Ninjago, Dragons Rising. It just it doesn't make sense. And I feel like I'm repeating, but I want to get that point across. And I know it's a kid's show. It's not supposed to make sense in one areas, but okay, so you're insulting kids now? Kids are smart. We know when we're being I'm an adult. Kids know when they're being messed with. I have these 3 little kids that have asked me questions about Ninjago. One of them, who's the oldest, who is a child still. He's 13, I think, but he's a child still technically. He's a minor by law. He asked me questions about Ninjago and how certain things don't line up in the lore. He's asked me questions like that, and I told him, they just like to change things. The middle child of the family has also asked me those questions. And then the youngest, she just asks a lot of repetitive questions because I don't think she pays attention. But she's like 7 or 6 years old. So. This video is probably going to get a lot of comments on it. At least I'm hoping it does, because I want to engage with those comments. I wish somebody would do a video breaking down what has happened to Lloyd in this season, like with power-wise is what I'm referring to, not like emotional stuff or anything like that. I'm referring to power-wise. Because I feel like I just don't understand anything when it comes to Ninjago. I chose to sit down and watch this series over Exo Kitty. And I love Exo Kitty season 3. I'm going to do a video about it and talk about it. And I can't believe I chose that because I did not like season 4 of Dragons Rising. I was mad the entire time watching it. I kind of just did something else the entire time watching it. I did schoolwork. Because Anyway. I'm going to stop talking. Because I'll hear stuff about this. My mom's home. I think that's really all I have for you guys today. I did the build Lego. I talked about Ninjago. I'm going to be making a poll for Exo Kitty stuff because I'm going to make videos for that in April. It is April. In late, mid-April, something like that. But that is all I have for you guys today. Put stuff down in the comments. Bye, guys.